When we gathered here 6 months ago at our spring meetings, there was a lot of anxiety about the state of the global economy. I'm sure you remember that. Then we predicted a considerable slowdown in growth, but no recession. 6 months on, where do we stand? In a nutshell, better than feared, but worse than needed. And uncertainty has continued to go up, 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 gold values too. As you saw in our latest World Economic Outlook, global growth has held fairly steady and is projected to slow from 3.3% last year to 3.2% this year and 3.1% in 2026. That's better than we feared, better than we projected 6 months ago. So the question is, why has the global economy shown such resilience in the face of uncertainty and profound transformations in geopolitics, in technology, in trade relations, in demography? I can give you two core reasons. First, improved policy fundamentals. Since the global financial crisis, many countries, especially emerging markets, we have a chapter on emerging markets policy fundamentals, have pursued sound policies. They have strengthened their institutions. They have strengthened their frameworks. This investment is paying off, and if I may say, stay the course. Second, the adaptability of the private sector, which has shown agility in import front-loading, in supply chain strengthening, in just navigating uncertainty, is quite remarkable. But even so, the outlook we have is underwhelming. Medium-term growth prospects remain weak. Public debt is near record highs and continues to climb, and the global economy is excessively imbalanced. The forces of change are making the global economy less predictable, and it is impacting people. People are anxious. They're taking to the streets to demand better opportunities. So what can countries do? In the global policy agenda, I emphasize three overarching priorities. First, we know private sector handles uncertainty better. So unlock private sector growth for economies to deliver more jobs and better livelihoods. For the private sector to thrive, countries must push ahead with broad and ambitious domestic reforms. I have encouraged our members to embrace a regulatory house cleaning to help foster innovation and entrepreneurship. And I urge them to keep trade as an engine of growth. This can only be accomplished, though, when the basic building blocks of private enterprise are in place: strong institutions, free and fair markets, and stable macroeconomic environment. Which brings me to the second priority: secure sound macroeconomic fundamentals for navigating a more turbulent world. On fiscal policy, countries must rebuild fiscal space and reduce debt. This means relying more on domestic sources of revenues and making smart budget choices. On monetary and financial sector policies, the priority remains to preserve stability and guard against financial stability risks. And third, reduce global imbalances. They have shot up. Countries with excessive surpluses, like China, should boost domestic demand, including by spending less on industrial policy and more on social safety nets. Those with excessive deficits, notably the United States, need to reduce fiscal deficits and incentivize private savings. As always, at the IMF, we are focused on what we can do to help countries strengthen economic and financial stability, resolve balance of payment problems, build strong policies and institutions. And there are a couple of very important developments that we are pursuing. We have in motion comprehensive surveillance review to sharpen the focus on surveillance, including our advice on trade policies and domestic reforms to rebalance the economy. We have an ongoing review on conditionality. It would strengthen program design so we can better support our members and help them navigate this more uncertain world. To ensure our capacity to provide much-needed financing to low-income countries, we need to continue to mobilize our members to fully implement the PRGT reform agreed last October. And there is one thing that I'm calling members to look carefully into. This is our Catastrophe Containment and Relief Trust. It was very useful to help the poorest of the poor during COVID, but it is depleted. For the new shocks to come, we need to seriously consider replenishing it. And finally, on debt, we continue our work on the Global Sovereign Debt Roundtable. We had our meeting yesterday. We continue work on reviewing the debt sustainability framework for low-income countries. And we intend to make more systematic use of our good offices to improve coordination between creditors and debtors. So let me end with this. Uncertainty is here to stay, and change is unstoppable. But with change comes opportunity. And in the IMF, we will continue to help our countries to pursue opportunities in front of them. As a prudent steward of our members' resources, we are going to be right there for them every step on the way. And I can share with you that I have had extensive meetings with regional groups across the membership. The interest in the fund to provide calibrated, detailed, country-specific advice for this moment of time is just overwhelming. Makes me feel very good that our members value what we can offer, and I know we will reflect on all this when the meetings are over.